Hey everyone, I wanted to talk a little bit about the effects of fear. And I think some fear possibly could be healthy, but for the most part, fear can be actually quite detrimental, and I think in a lot of ways. So this morning, my father had texted me that this coronavirus, the first case was come up in Oregon. And my first response to him was, well, what do you want me to do? And, he was just being kind and trying to let me know that this was happening. He knows I don't watch the news that much. And he was concerned. So I finally decided to look this up, and I realized that this person that was quarantined is from a school that is only about a few miles away from my clinic. And so it got me thinking a bit, like, all right, I haven't been worried about this virus. And the reason is that I don't feel like there's a lot that I can do about it. I can definitely do hand washing. I can definitely take care of my own hygiene per se to prevent spread of this virus. But my concern is that a lot of the things that have been suggested, recommended, it's been based out of fear rather than actual fact. And that bothers me a little bit. It doesn't mean that should people be buying as much hand sanitizer as they can? Should they be buying masks? Should they be buying all these things to potentially keep themselves safe? I'm not saying that I am for it or against it, or if it's right or wrong, but what I can say is that it made me think about my childhood. And in my childhood, there has been many outbreaks of viruses or diseases. And I grew up in a family that both my parents worked in the medical. And so they were in a small town. They were on call all the time. They were at the hospital a lot. And so every day my parents would go and work, and they would come home, and it was just, every day was normal for us. But as a kid, you don't always realize what the parents are being exposed to or what they're going through. So, as a young kid, I remember there was some type of virus called hantavirus, and that was really scary because it was just a virus spread by mice, and so you were supposed to be fearful of dust. So anytime there could be dust that was exposed to mouse droppings, that was a risk. So that was a big deal, and we had to learn different ways to manage and different ways to try to prevent the spread of this thing. Now, what was intriguing to me was both my parents, my dad's from South America, my mom's from North Dakota. They really have nothing in common in the sense of genetics. And in relative terms, you would not say they're the healthiest of people. They both have a list of health issues. They both have, I'll put it this way, they're not the healthiest, and they got a lot of problems. So what was intriguing about this observation is that they would go to work every day. So when there was an outbreak, when there was a problem, when there was an issue with the hospital, they were always there. But they never were sick when they needed to be there. So I guess what I'm trying to point out is here's two people not optimally healthy by any standards of the medical world, but when they were needed, they were able to step up to the plate and help others when they needed help. So what this is letting me know, or what I feel it's presenting, is the power of the mind does a lot for us. And for my parents, I know that when I speak to them, they really, really highly believed in the importance of helping others. And so what I saw was when they felt the need, or when they felt like they were helping others, they were the happiest. And so when there were these outbreaks, they would do the precautions, they would do everything they need to, but there wasn't that fear. And I'm hoping that people that are, getting scared or reacting in certain ways, that if you realize keeping a positive attitude about things, not letting the fear get the best of you, still doing your own part, being clean, healthy, all these other things that you can do to help prevent things, that's important. But preventing the fear of getting hurt, getting whatever disease, that can go a long ways. I haven't really thought about this and processed it through enough to really talk much more about it, but I thought it was really cool to just share with you guys that here I am, again, not healthy by a lot of standards. My parents, not healthy by a lot of standards, but we were highly, highly exposed to a lot of stuff at the hospital. Both of my parents worked for 40 years each plus at the hospital, and it's pretty impressive. We didn't get sick that often. So stay safe, stay healthy. If anything, stay positive. And I think we'll see that this problem goes away, similar to other problems. All right, take care.